Before all things, there was nothing. No light, no sound, no time. Only chaos, a breathless, infinite dark that simply was. The void was not empty. It breathed. It pulsed. Deep within the darkness, something ancient stirred, waiting for its moment. Then, a tremor. The first tremor in all of existence. A single point of pressure, building at the heart of nothingness. The darkness cracked. Golden light bled through like a wound that could not be closed. Creation had begun, and nothing would stop it. Chaos was not a place. Chaos was a being. Vast, formless, neither living nor dead. The source of everything that would ever exist. It towered beyond all scale, beyond all measure. And from its body, from its very dissolution, the universe would be born. Chaos did not die. It divided. It tore itself apart willingly, so that something greater could take its place. Above and below began to separate. Light from dark, solid from void. The world was learning what it was, one layer at a time. And so the age before gods drew to its close. One thread of golden light cut through the dark. The first dawn was coming. From the splitting chaos, Gaia rose. The great Earth Mother, ancient, powerful, unbreakable, the first solid thing in all existence. Wherever Gaia stepped, rock formed beneath her. Soil, stone, root. The world became real because she willed it to be. Tartarus did not rise, he fell. Downward, endlessly, into the deep beneath all things. The abyss that even gods would learn to fear. Gaia reached upward. Tartarus plunged below. Between them the world found its shape caught between earth and eternal darkness. Then Eros burst into being, pure joy, pure light, pure creation. The force that would bind all living things together forever. Nyx spread her dark wings across the heavens. Night had a face now serene, absolute, and older than any star. From Nyx's shadow, Erebus emerged. Darkness given form and will. He moved where light could not follow and never spoke. Gaia on the earth. Nyx across the sky. Two mothers, one of soil, one of shadow, shaping the world between them. Gaia looked upon her world and felt it incomplete. She needed a sky. She needed a partner. And so she reached upward and dreamed. From her longing alone, the clouds gathered, compressed, took shape. The sky was learning to become a god. Uranus descended, radiant, vast, magnificent. The sky made flesh. Stars orbited his form as if they had always belonged to him. He landed before Gaia, and for the first time, earth and sky stood face to face. Where they met, flowers bloomed instantly. Uranus spread his arms and the heavens answered. Constellations ignited. The Milky Way blazed into existence across the night. Gaia and Uranus joined hands. Earth and sky became one. And from that union, the first dynasty of gods would be born. Uranus stretched himself across all of creation above, always above his body, becoming the very sky that sheltered the world. Deep within Gaia, new life stirred. 12 souls waiting. 12 forces of the universe ready to take their place in the world. The world was whole at last. Earth below, sky above, and between them a promise, a family, a dynasty that would shake creation. 12 thrones were carved for mountain and cloud, each one waiting, each one destined. The Titans were about to be born. Oceanus rose first lord of the great world river that encircled all lands. Where he walked, oceans followed. Seas obeyed his voice, Tethys rose beside him, mother of every river, every stream, every drop of fresh water that would ever give life to the earth. Hyperion descended in a column of pure sunfire, Titan of heavenly light. Before him there had been stars. With him there was day. Theia raised her hands, and gold gleamed. Silver shone. She was the reason precious things were beautiful, the eye that saw their worth. Themis stood unmoving, scales in hand. Divine law had a guardian now. What was right and wrong would never again go unanswered. Minamausin closed her eyes and remembered everything. Every moment since, chaos. Every face, every word. Nothing would be forgotten. Rhea planted her feet on the earth and opened her arms. She was warmth. She was life. She was the mother the world did not yet know it needed. Cronus did not celebrate. He stood apart, watching Uranus in the sky above, cold, patient, already asking, why should he rule over us? Uranus stood at the edge of the world and looked upon his children. What he felt was not pride. What he felt was fear. The Cyclopes rose from the earth, enormous, raw, terrifying, one eye blazing with primal power. Uranus recoiled from what he had made. He raised his hand against his own son, against his own blood. The sky god pointed downward, and his voice was a command, not a plea. Then came the Hecatoncheires, 100 hands, 50 heads, impossible and overwhelming. Even the earth shook at the sight of them. Uranus did not hesitate. He drove them downward with divine force, burying them deep inside Gaia's body, out of sight, out of his world. Gaia screamed. Not in weakness, in fury. Her body cracked open. Her children were imprisoned within her own flesh by her own husband. She fell to her knees. But Gaia did not break. Beneath the pain, something colder was forming, something that would outlast his reign. Uranus turned away from her suffering, indifferent, satisfied. He believed the threat was buried. He did not see what he had truly created. Gaia raised her eyes from the ground, and in them burned a rage older than fire. She would not beg. She would build a weapon instead. Deep beneath the earth, Gaia worked alone. No witness, no mercy. She was done suffering. Now she would forge her answer. Her hands touched the hardest metal in the universe. She poured her will into the metal. It obeyed. It had no other choice. The sickle was finished. Cold, perfect, merciless. A weapon made not from anger but from the absolute decision that this must end. She stood before her Titan children, sickle raised, voice steady. He imprisoned your brothers inside my body. Who among you will act? Hyperion turned away. Even the Titan of light could not face this darkness. Fear was stronger than justice for most of them. Rhea stepped back, hands raised, eyes full of grief. She loved her mother. She could not follow her into this. Not yet. Not today. Then Cronus stepped forward. One step, calm, certain. The youngest Titan, and the only one in the room without fear in his eyes. Gaia placed a sickle in his hands. For a moment, mother and son held it together. A transfer of purpose, of fury, of destiny. She leaned close and whispered the plan. Cronus listened without blinking. When she finished, he simply nodded. Tonight, it ends. Night fell. Cronus moved through the darkness alone, silent as stone, patient as time itself, the sickle cold against his hand. Uranus descended as he always did, radiant, unguarded, certain of his dominion. He had no reason to fear the night. Not yet. Cronus pressed into the shadow and waited. His breath was steady. His mind was clear. He had waited his entire life for this moment. He moved, fast, absolute. There was no hesitation, no mercy, no turning back. The youngest Titan became something else entirely. Uranus staggered. Divine light poured from his wound like liquid stars. The sky itself fractured. The god of heaven had been made mortal. As he fled skyward, Uranus turned and cursed his son with his last breath of power. Your own children will do to you what you did to me. Cronus stood alone on the earth, sickle at his side, dawn breaking behind him. He had won, and somewhere in the back of his mind, he knew the curse was true.